So please help me welcome to the stage Dinko Eror. Big round of applause. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. How are you? So let me start. First of all, you made a good decision to come here. And can we make a bet? This stream here is about data center, and I will make a commitment. If I mention the word data center, I will spend €10 for every time to the red organization, which Salesforce and some others are supporting here. The question is the technology opportunity and a threat? And the answer is very simple. It is both. But I want to start a provocative. The people are fearing the technology, isn't it? And I believe that's right. We have to fear the technology. I believe a big, big shift is happening in the world. And nobody knows how all of that will end. But I'm positive about the stuff. We will lose some jobs. We will create some jobs. And this picture is showing behind me much more worse as the reality will be. What is really happening, we are at a point in the society, we have to make some decisions. And I think it is similar with something what we know from the universe. That is the universe as we know, isn't it? It's working for many, many billions of years. And I was thinking and playing a little bit with wording to start this impulse presentation to say, hey, that is how it works today, isn't it? We have a gravitation, we have electromagnetic force. And then I said, hey, that's not so difficult, and that's not so different to the things which are coming. Now, you can ask what that has with the IT. All what is happening in the world today is IT. Everything what is coming around us, if you look all these beautiful companies presenting, it's all about IT. And then let me take a step back and go away from the technology to the society. Just 1 year ago, by the opening of the previous CEBIT, somebody said something which stay in my mind. It's not about technology, it's about the people. And the people are society. And somebody called something what we call Society 5.0. The prerequisite for that is, of course, Industrial Revolution 4.0. But it's not about computers. It's even not about IT. It's even not about artificial intelligence. It's about education. It's about health. It's about smart cities. It's about mobility. It is about connecting the people, talking to each other. However, the next level is that we understand there are some things which will always be important. That is that we keep this earth sustainable. That is about privacy of our data. And what is really in the midst is all about IoT, blockchain. That is the next level. And I'm inviting you today, but also for the future, from the society to the technology to us as a human beings. I did a small test, and I recognized which are the most used words in internet. And you will be surprised with the outcome. Nobody wants to be game over. I believe we are in the position that everybody can be disrupted. In one presentation a year ago, I said, everybody will be disrupted, but not the friseur, and just the hair cutter. And just a few weeks ago, I saw the roboter who is making a picture of you. You are telling him which friseur, which cut hair you want to have, and the roboter is doing exactly that. Through this small point, I recognize there is really nothing which can't be disrupted. So, and we know the examples, and I will say nothing new if you speak what's happened in the taxi industry, what's happened in the retail industry, isn't it? But the question is the glass full, or half empty? And I think the technology can be for good and for bad. And I was thinking about a few examples. A knife can be used to kill somebody, but knife can also be used to cut the bread. Or I saw a few beautiful drones here. The drones can be used for the maintenance somewhere, but the drones can also be used to kill somebody from the distance. Or you take uranium, can be used to produce the energy, but also to kill somebody. And I believe the most important topic of all of us around this CEBIT about the industry, about the IT industry, is to be aware we have to use the technology in the right things. There are bad guys outside, but if we work collectively as an ecosystem, we can solve all of them. And I like this note. The problems of today were caused by the technology from the past, and the problems of the future are caused by the technology today. However, Peter Diamandis, a great visionary, is telling, with all these fears and issues, every day we make a step a little bit in a better word. And then I was thinking about which resources we can use. And you see, I still didn't use the word DC, but I really think if you look to the future, we have everything what we need in this society. There is a discussion, do we have an energy problem? And I say, no, we don't, because we have a sun, we have a wind. And analyzing all of that, I created in the last few weeks a new term, or two new terms, which I want to share with you. The first one is, the data is not new fuel, the data is a new sun. And Achim Berg, the Bitkom president, said just 2 days ago by the opening of a CEBIT, please allow us to use the data, let us do that in a secure word, and we can make the word better. But I also recognize something, we are living sometimes in a too fast world, and we are sometimes too egoistic. I believe we have to work together, and we need a slow IT, and then everything what we have around us will be much better. A big topic in the IT is, or in all these topics is, are we losing more jobs? Are we getting more jobs? In the second and especially third industrial revolution, we lost 70% of the jobs. I don't know if you know this data. 70% of the jobs has been lost. However, only if you take the IT, you will see there is some jobs which will be killed, but there is much more which are coming. Yesterday, Miss Dr. Merkel had a speech in Berlin in front of 3,000 business leaders, mainly from Germany, but also around Europe. And she said, already today we are missing a lot of skilled people. And very soon, we will miss only in Germany 6 million people to be able to follow the industry development. Now, I took this example because I believe it is showing so good what we can do with a modern IT. To analyze the genomic of one human being, you need still today a lot of hours. Very soon, we have a prediction. We work as a company with a lot of healthcare companies, with a lot of hospitals. You will be able in the 94 seconds to analyze the DNA of a human being. Everybody of us will be able to go out of the hospital after the birth with all his data. That will improve our health dramatically. That is on one side, society question. That is on another side, medical question. But the 98% of the activity about it is IT. And I would say we are all here around CEBIT on a good side of the life. To live in this time, in this world, and to work in IT is a great stuff. Now, few examples from the very high level, slightly marketing stuff, going much deeper to the few examples. And one of them, let me take a reference between a MasterCard and my company. One of the big things, what I believe will be the main topic in the future, is the security. All types of security on all levels. Security is about people, security is about processes, but at the end, it's also about the technology. And we are helping, I apologize, we are helping MasterCard to analyze the behavior of all of us. And you can start with the very simple things. If somebody used the credit card at the same day in Hanover and in Mexico at the same day, I would say something is wrong and somebody steals this data. To do that, you need understanding of the business, but you need a very powerful IT. It became slightly unfair to the IT companies. All of that is commodity. All of that can route somewhere. That's not true. You need to understand your business, and for your business, for your software, for your application, you need the right IT. I'm invited all our customers, all our partners, governments, society, to speak to each other. If we don't do that, if we underestimate it, two things. The first one, the importance of technology, and the second one, importance of talking to each other as an ecosystem, we will fail. We have few examples. I made a decision not to use German examples today. We are in Germany. We have so many good things to show these days in Germany, but I made a decision to show few examples from other countries. Two from Italy. I believe all of us love Italy. It's espresso, it's a nice life. But Italy is a perfect example for connecting the tradition and the modern stuff. Here I'm showing the most developed researchers from the University of Pisa using our technology to improve the cancer research. Or the second one, maybe the most traditional institution in the world, Vatican, is at the same time one of the most modern ITs in the world. I did a project with them together with my team, digitalizing the old books. Of course, you need some storage, you need some server, you need some scanning, but it is much more about the benefit. Let me share three things what we achieved. The first one, as we went to the basement of Vatican and digitalized all these books, we saved a lot of money and energy for the scientists not to go to Vatican every time. They can sit in Hanover, in New York, in Moscow, and do the research of these books remotely over internet. The second one, and that was already cool to learn, if you use these old books, every time a scientist is going through the book, he made some damage to these books. Some of them are 200, 300, 400 old books. A simple usage of the technology for the benefit of the society. But the third one was a big surprise for me. We learned together with Vatican that 85% of the books in the basement of Vatican, what is the biggest library in the world, were never opened. Nobody read these books. That means through the technology, through the data center, 10 euros spent, we improved the knowledge of the society about our history. That's the one example which I like. American example. The company is Aerofarms, a big partner of my company. But it's not about my company. It's not about server. It's not about storage. Even you need a lot of that. It's about society. They simply recognize in the New York area, it is not simple to have a farm to produce the vegetables. And they did something what they called vertical farm. And with a lot of IoT, with a lot of IT behind, they not only improved the quality, but also the amount, and produce enough food for the entire area, and probably will go globally. That is something which I really like. You save the environment, you make the workplaces, and you use IT technology in the data centers to improve such stuff. And then one of the examples what I really want to speak about is artificial intelligence. Many people are talking about it. I have only one statement today, or two. The first one is, artificial intelligence is already known, I would say, for 40 years. I was studying informatics in the late 80s, and I already had artificial intelligence. Now is the question, what's changed? What is new? There are two things. The first one, the amount of the data. Do you remember my statement? Data is the new sun. The amount of the data became relevant to do the real artificial intelligence. And the second one, can I do a little bit marketing for IT companies? The technology became enough fast to produce the outcome of the artificial intelligence in the time that you have some benefit of that. Let me also use 2 or 3 other manufacturing examples. We work with General Electric. We do that also with a lot of German companies, simply to improve their maintenance. Can you imagine you have a train, whichever company it is, traveling from, let me say, Berlin to Moscow. We are today with a lot of IT, with a lot of AI, with a lot of servers and storage, but also with a good software platform to say the vehicle on this train will break on the 15th of June. And we send it day in advance, somewhere in Vladivostok, and we exchange this train. That's not a rocket science, but it is a huge benefit what we produce. Let me share this example. Vestas, I don't know who knows the company, it's a Danish energy company, which moved from the pure energy company to the data information company. They do two simple things. The first one is they have one of these devices. They have 150 sensors. They have 75,000 such wind devices. They produce per second 150 billion information. And they're able to do two things. They know exactly in the world where is the best place for such device. They sell this data and they improve their own quality and they have the best possible usage for other companies. Very simple game, a little bit IT, a little bit understanding of the business, a good data center. That is the third time that I am mentioning that. And then they make a lot of money of that. But there is also the same example as by General Electric and some other companies. They improve with the sensors their own maintenance. They can send a drone to do the maintenance. All of that is coming again together. And probably you recognize a part of some general terms. I don't use too much about my company. Even we are proud to work for my company. It is 140,000 people doing really from laptops with a merger with EMC, backup storage, with VMware and Pivotal doing the multi-cloud, doing the platform as a service, as a Pivotal Cloud Foundry, security, many other stuff. But I take this example because it is cool. Every IT company has a following challenge. On the one side, you have to be very fast on the market. You always need new features, new software, new hardware. At the same time, if something doesn't work properly, you have a problem. You need a good quality, isn't it? And the balance between providing the newest innovation at the same time the technology. We solve through the IoT. We are simply putting the robots and IoT in our fabrics. We started with one. In the meantime, we extended it to everything. We have a simple database in this laptop, in this server, in this backup, in this storage. You have to do the quality test of ABC. And if the laptop or server or storage is going through the plant, is done, we have a simple reader of the tag, and we know in this device we have to test that. Everything is automatized. In the past, we had automatical production, but not automatical quality of the tests. We improved unbelievably from the time to market, doing also the quality of the tests automatically based on the IoT. Last example from the customer auto machines, a small mid-sized company in North America. We all know Google Car. And by the way, we were all a little bit skeptical, but we like in the meantime to use the Google Maps. The issue are such holes. You can't go with the Google Car, but you need good understanding. That's a perfect example where a small Google Car would be good. This company is developing a beautiful robots with our technology, doing the pictures of such holes. If you are a big manufacturer, if you have to make your fabric, you are expanding globally, the maps of your plants, and you have to change something, will be unbelievably important. And let me spend only 1 second on a technology. I already said it's a little bit danger in the air that everybody believes, IT is a commodity, that's not funny stuff, and that's very wrong. If I produce today my, let me say, server or storage box, 96% of the value, of the cost, of the time effort is the software, is not hardware. I repeat, 96%. And what's really changed in the last few years are two things. The first one, user experience change. Everything what we know from the consumer world, you have your smartphone, you push the button, and you get whatever you need. That is now happening in the big enterprise ITs. And I'm asking all of you to spend a little bit time to speak with us to understand which workload, which application you want to put on which equipment. Sometimes I experience a totally different approach in a comparison to the buildings, to the architecture. You would never go to the different companies and plan your bathroom, your bedroom, your basement without to have one architect who is architecting your home, isn't it? And that is what I'm wanting you. Architecture matters independent if you run something in cloud, on-premise, or on the edge with IoT. You need a good architect, and I'm offering you the help about that. And then the topic cloud became one of the most important topics, and this stream here today is the cloud. After a lot of thinking, I believe the term multi-cloud became the most important topic. And instead of talking technology, it is a football championship coming in Russia in a few days. If I may, I would use that. We will in future have a lot of IT on the edge, somewhere in the plant, in the hospital, in the buildings. I compare that with a football player. Football player has only few seconds or sometimes milliseconds to make a decision what he will do. And we need a football player. He's very important. And we will need edge IT to improve the society in the future. And then we have a trainer for Germany, Jörg Eror. He will be something what I said I will not call, but I have to data setter. That is the fourth time. And he has a few minutes to make decisions. He can exchange the player. He can exchange his tactic. That is what we will have in IT. Some data from the edge devices, somewhere in the corner of this building, will be sent to the very close IT in this building or eventually on-premise data center. Fifth time. And for bigger analysis, the trainer, the Jörg Eror, is coming with his players in the evening, analyzing the video, preparing the next game. That is what I call cloud. With this simple explanation, the player, the trainer, and the video in the evening with a good cold beer, that is what I believe is a perfect description of the modern IT. You will have edge, you will have a data center, and you will have a cloud. And that is bringing me to my main hypothesis. We need three things. The first one, today we speak more as we have a value of the new things. We don't scale today. We speak about artificial intelligence. We speak about IoT. The most important thing is to open us for the usage of the data without to fear of that. Everything what we have to do is to use the same regulation we have in the open society, in the old world, for the usage of the data in the second world. The second one, we have to be aware about two acceleration processes. On the one side, we will always live with faster, bigger, and more. And at the same time, we need what I call slow IT. With slow IT, comparison to the slow food, I mean we speak to each other. We exchange the experiences. And we as a technology company can help you to go into the future. That was an impulse presentation. That was not a technology presentation. If you want, you can take with you democratization of IT, slow IT, data is a new sun. If you want to follow me in LinkedIn, on Twitter, you can do that anytime. Be careful about following me in Twitter. That can be a full-time job. I tweet a lot. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Dinko. Highly inspiring. I noticed we share more than one interest. The one is techno music, like I said before. The other one is we both wear the same types of shoes.
That's a combination. On one side, I'm a managing director of my company. That is the suite. On another side, I'm open-minded. I like the techno music, and I like to make this compromise. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.